Okay. There you go. There you go, Andrew. What's up, brother?
Not much, Tommy. How are you, brother? It's
Good. How you
been a
doing?
while.
I'm the best dad ever today, just so you know that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I can imagine you'd be the best at every day.
You know what? I try to. I try my best. It's always good because it's always a test because your kids always test your patience. And I'm very good at not losing my cool. When I'm like, okay. And I always out explain stuff to them. All right, dude, listen, man, the world sucks. It's horrible. Just be prepared for everything not to go your way, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Speaking of things and going your way, man, the album is finally out. Congratulations. Evil World Machine is upon us. And what a glorious record it is, mate. I got to
Yeah,
admit that
that
that,
part. Glorious record. Thank you. That's cool.
that when we caught up in April of this year when you were out with Alice, that you gave me a listen to a couple of the tracks and you played me a couple of the clips that were already done. And it gave me a better understanding of what you guys are doing. But to hear the album from beginning to end now really, puts the icing on the cake of your vision for this record and Mutt's vision for this record as well. Um, how does it feel to finally have it out in the universe?
It feels great because it took so long, and not on our part, totally on the record company's part. You know what I mean? I don't know why they would sit on a Mutt Lange record for 4.5 years. I sit back, I'm like looking at my clock, watch, going, dude, I'm gonna be collecting Social Security pretty soon. Really? Clock's ticking. Clock is ticking over here. But as far as like like I always say, it takes a team of people to make something like this good, and it was the team, you know, which is Mutt, Ole, Tommy Denander, and myself, and I can't. I can't be more grateful to having those guys be part of it, and it wouldn't sound like it without those guys with those key elements. You know what I mean? And Glenn Sobel on drums, and Jamie Holbrook on keyboards, Jason Roll who played fiddles and guitars, Chris White plays some bass. That's the only cast of characters on it. Not a lot of people, not a lot of songwriters. You know what I mean? Tommy and myself did all the songs, and then I did 2 songs with Mutt. So it wasn't like you got 20 people on a song, you know, like they do these days. It's like I was like, I can't be in a room with 20 people. It's like, God damn, I can't even stand this guy over here. I can't even stand myself sometimes. So like being in a room and trying to write a song with like that many people, even though it's going back. I don't know. I can't be part of that world, you know?
Even though you're probably, when you're not doing Crossbone Skully, you're obviously with a big production with around a lot of people, both with Vampires and Alice. So I mean, I guess when it becomes your own and you're working on something that you're so closely connected to, you want to keep that close.
Yeah, Andrew, it's like it's all of my personal experiences, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not smart enough to know what you or anyone likes. I just do what I like, you know what I mean? And it's all from my personal experiences where when I'm writing lyrics where I hope it can inspire someone. I hope people go, oh yeah, I like what this guy's saying. Even if someone doesn't like what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. Like Paul Stanley always says, if you love Kiss, that's great. If you hate Kiss, that's great too. But if you're in the middle, get out.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just stuff like that. And I'm just happy it's finally out. People could hear that it has these weird turns and twists, on the record, and it's not just, AC/DC ish, which I don't apologize for because I love AC/DC. You know.
And when it's done as well as you guys take that influence or wear that influence, it's so respectful, to what it's done. There are a lot of bands out there that want to be ACDC. There's a natural way in the way that you deliver that sound, and you've obviously studied, greatly the structure that ACDC, that Malcolm and Angus delivered on their records.
I tell you, that's all Mutt Lange, man. you know, and that's really cool the way you said that. I appreciate that because it's like one thing Mutt Lange said to me was, I want you to stand on your own. Yeah, you're going to have these influences. People are going to pay, but you're going to stand on your own. So that's the other thing too. I love keyboards. There's keyboards all over this record.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
There's weird stuff. I don't want, like I always said, Andrew, when I was doing this, I wanted to make a record that is like Queen when they do like Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Radio Gaga, We Are the Champions, Bohemian Rhapsody. Then they go into like We Will Rock You, The Who, they do Won't Get Fooled Again, Mama's Got a Squeeze Box. Then they're going into Eminence Front, like I want stuff like that. So we're not like when we're driving down the road, if I want to crash the car or bang a U or bang a left or a right, I'm not gonna stay on the path. I want to fucking I want to crash the car and come back and get back on the road again. You know what I mean? So it's all it's fine with me when you crash the car, as long as you can get back in the car and drive it again.
That's exactly right. It's all about the journey and not so much the destination. Destination's nice when you get there.
I like that. That's a good one, man. I got to remember that one.
So,
Very cool.
in other big news, the band had its live debut November 21 at the Viper Room in LA. He did not one night but two nights there. How was the reaction to the live band?
The reaction, and it was amazing. We did November 20th and 21st. We sold both of the nights out, which is like the most attendance they've had at the Viper Room, which is incredible. And just to have the live band, which I love, because it's like I have this guitar player by the name of Anna Cara. She's like an amazing asset, an amazing player, and she's so young. I first met her on Instagram. She was 19. She's 21 now. And to see her play, all of the guitars on the record, because Tommy Denand is a phenomenal guitar player. So when she's playing that stuff note for note, it's like, I'm like, and she's 21. And then I have Sam Bam Colton, who's doing the same thing, and he's like 20 something. And for the Viper Room show, I used Glenn on the drums and Chris Wise on bass. And, our drum is kind of like revolving right now at the moment. But as far as the live thing, dude, it was amazing. There's certain things we still got to work out because it was the first two shows where I sit back and go, oh, I need to do this. We need to do that. But it'll come along because we're going to book a tour for next year, and I'm going to change some things up. And I learned just from those two gigs, just doing it what needs to be done to get to the next level, because it's like when you're touring with Alice Cooper, you're on tour for like a year. So you're figuring this stuff out all the time where we change. All right, we'll do this, we'll do that. We got two gigs to figure this out, Anna Cara, she never played a gig in her life. That's the first time she's ever played in front of people.
Seriously.
Yes, and the kid
Wow.
did it. Like, I was so proud of that kid. I was like going, look at you, man. It was great. And Orianti and Nita Strauss were there. And those were like her idols. And it was so cool, that they were so supportive being there and with her. It was amazing to see that, dude. Amazing.
It must have been one hell of a gig. Did you record the shows at all?
We didn't, I know we recorded something. A lot of people, see, I wanted to keep it low key. I didn't want to like, let's record this big thing. Like, let people do it on online. Let them record it on their phone, But we did some GoPro stuff and some other video stuff where a guy in the crowd was just videotaping people. So I haven't seen any of that footage yet because right now we're working on The Last Night on Earth, the video to that. So as soon as we get that, then we'll move on to that one over there.
Absolutely. Now there's now Alex Botch has joined the band or has been in the last video clip. Is Alex looking at being a permanent member of the band, or?
He's like I said, we got a revolving drummer. When Tuesday can't make it, Alex steps in. When Alex can't make it, he cut his hand open like just recently, so he couldn't do it. So I got Glenn to do it. Tuesday, like she runs a bank. So I always have to feel like Tuesday's always like the go-to, because I've been knowing Tuesday forever. And Alex is a great, to come in. I said, dude, dress up like a mime, dude. Let's just go Alex Harvey all the way on this one, dude. Go do the mime. And I love it. And he did, which is great. We have fun with that stuff.
Absolutely, I completely got the Alex Harvey reference in that from the photo. So but very cool, and it adds an element of mystery to what you guys do as well. So it's really kind of cool, you know.
It's like I love, when Andrew, because my whole outfit is Alex Harvey. You know what I mean? It's like, because it's like, I was like, you know what? I am such a huge fan of Alex Harvey. Even when I'm on stage, I'm trying to think, all right, let me think about, I'm trying to think Alice Cooper. I'm trying to think all of these things of how am I going to do it my way? What's my spin? What's my take? You know what I mean? Johnny Rotten, Iggy Pop, Bono, Peter Gabriel, Roger Daltrey. These things are all going through my head. Where I'm going, all right, how do I do this? What do I do my way? I want it to be cool. I don't want it to be like thought out. You know what I mean? I just want it to be natural where I'm just doing stuff and it just comes in that from that, it's in your DNA and you just go with it. I'm never planning it out in my head. I'm just like going, oh, this might be, oh yeah, that looks cool. Let me try that. It looks a little Alice. Let me take the sword. Yeah, Alice would want me to have the sword, you know? So stuff like that, man. It's
Yeah,
fun. It's having,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we talked about the whole sword thing and the Johnny Depp sword when we caught up last time, and
yeah.
yeah, very cool, very cool. I love that you're not afraid to experiment and to find something that's different. And I guess with Crossbone Skully, with you being a frontman, is something completely different again to what you do with Vampires or Warlock or even Alice for that matter. Has that become something that you're more comfortable with now, or?
I love it, dude. I love not having a guitar because all I want to do is get in front of the audience's face. Every time we're playing, I'm like, going, give me the mic. I want to get out there, dude. Get rid of this guitar. I want to get out there and jump in the crowd. This 60-year-old man, I want to get out there and rock your fucking face off, dude. I'm still like a fucking animal. I'm a rock and roll animal, bro. You know what I mean? I love it. It's just that, when you can see that fate, when the faces, I like spitting when I'm singing, like fucking, I'm sorry if I'm spitting on you, but man, I'm fucking in it. You
Yeah,
know, learn that shit from Coop. When you're in it, man.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Now, the latest single, "Let's Bust the Trust." Tell me a bit
Yeah.
about that one.
Let's
Obviously, you listen to it, you get a fair idea of it. But what was the inspiration behind that?
Inspiration, it's really funny. It was like one of those things. I was talking to Tommy Denanda and I said, we should do like some Irish thing. You know what I mean? Let's do something like ding a ding a ding a ding, something like that. And he came up with the riff and then we put the song together. And then I was like thinking, all right, you know what? Cause I'm always like processing and taking stuff in, like an old beat up cassette tape I've been saying. And, so I wanted to make a song about like the banking system and how we need to bust this stuff up and how our towns are just like going to shit and we need to turn it all around. And just so happened, all of a sudden we're playing this thing. I have no idea. So much chopping it up. I go put the keyboards down in LA with Jamie Maholbrak, who's like this, he's like this musicologist, musical genius. He's a keyboard player in My Chemical Romance and all these other huge bands, played with everyone. All you got to do is Google him. He's like, I can't even, I'm not, he's like on another level, this guy. So every time I go to him with a song, he'll be like, well, you need to change this, you need to do this. And so we're playing the song and he goes, you know what this sounds like? And I'm like, no, sounds like an Irish thing to me, you know. He's like, no, sounds like Slade. It's got this Slade thing going on. I went, really? And all of a sudden he's like, yeah, like Runaway, the song. And I went, oh yeah, let's add the toms. And that was it. And I was like, even fuck Slade, dude. As soon as he said that, I was like, go Slade all the way, man.
Yeah, run with it. Absolutely run with it.
Cool,
So
because it has a Slade element. And
yeah,
then the
yeah,
way Mutt chopped it up and the way he made the chorus and everything. That's him, man. He did that. It didn't sound like that. Mutt did this thing to it where I was like going, wow. Like he chopped that whole thing up, man. He made that song really like amazing. And then it was Tommy's idea. He want like when we did the intro, he's like, I want to do a nod to like Gary Moore. And I thought that was great. I was like, yeah, do Garrett, and it was cool, man. It's great because, dude, when you got the team around you, that's why this record's great because you have a team of people around you. That I'm not smart enough to do all this on my own like that. You know what I mean? That's why you got all these people. You don't want to be the smartest guy in the room, Andrew. If you are, get the hell out, run. You know,
Nothing but trouble, you reckon?
say it again.
Nothing but trouble if you are.
Yeah. Hey, I'm the best dad ever. Come on.
Absolutely. Now the album's been receiving some incredible reviews. How does that make you feel as a rewarding thing? Sure, you give a lot of credit to Tommy and to Mutt for the end product, but essentially it's your product. These are your songs, your ideas, your concepts. For it to be getting so much feedback and for it to be your really first true solo outing, how's
It,
how's that feel?
it feels amazing, I mean, that people actually like what you're doing, because like when you sit in a room, like I'm sitting in this little room here, you know what I mean? I'm just writing shit, making stuff. I'm singing. My neighbors hear me all the time. My wife's always like going, that sounds terrible. I mean, so when I'm sitting here like doing this stuff and I'm just doing it from my personal experiences, like I said, and hopefully to share it with the world and hopefully they like it and for them to like it in the reviews. And and to me, it's like I listen to this record, I go, how could not you like this record? It sounds like there's something in there for everyone. I'm not because there's songs on it that are slow, there's rockers, and I don't know, man. I've never heard a Mutt Lange product I've never liked. Everything he's done has always been like nothing but amazing to me, That's my personal taste. Like I'm like the biggest Mutt Lange freak ever because I always say to myself every day I wake up and I'm sitting in front of this computer going, what would Mutt Lange do? I keep on saying this and I can never figure out what the hell he can do. But I try my best. I try every time. Every once in a while, I'll get lucky where the universe will drop this thing on me, and then he won't make that many changes. When I know he doesn't make a lot of changes, I went, ooh, I'm getting close. And that makes me so
Starting to
good.
scream out. Yeah, absolutely. Now, as a music fan yourself, how much of a thrill is it to actually hold your own physical product, your own vinyl, your own CD? What feeling does that give you as well?
It's amazing when you look at the artwork, that Mark Wilkinson did from Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and Marillion. Like he really made it like what it is. Like I said, it's a team of people, man. It's just like, yeah, I got an idea. I say to Mark, I want to do this alien pirate, Robin Hood guy. He's going to end the world, but he likes to party and do these other things. And for him to come up with that, we went back and forth. I said I wanted to have my earrings and this the headband and this thing over here. So there's elements of it. And to look at that, when I look at that, I go, dude, to have a record that looks like Iron Maiden and sounds like Mutt Lange, dude, it's a win-win. I mean, for rock fans out there, I mean, it has everything about it's to me, it's like you hear stuff, you go, oh yeah, that sounds like this, sounds like it, but it also has this new twist to it and our own little flavor to it, which is cool. And I look at that, dude, and I'm so thankful and grateful that we actually finally have it out there and everyone can finally hear it. And I hope people enjoy it. I really do.
Well, I, for one, love it. I reckon it's great. So it has my stamp of approval. Before we wrap things up, we are running out of time. It's incredible how quickly these chats with you go. But what does 2025 look like for yourself and Crossbone Skully?
So for Crossbone Skully, we're going to be setting up a tour or a residency right now. That's what we're working on right now, or both. Alice Cooper, we start touring in January, I mean, with Orianti. She's coming out playing guitar for this run because Nita Strauss is on tour with her solo band. And then we'll probably do. We're trying to set up vampire stuff right now, which is trying to work around Johnny's schedule, which is very hard because you got Joe, Johnny, and Alice, and it's kind of hard to navigate that stuff. So that's kind of the plan. So it's either Crossbone Skully, Alice Cooper, Hollywood Vampires. That's pretty much it for me. Or I'll be home sitting here in this little apartment trying to write another song, try to find that missing chord.
Absolutely. Now, is it true that there's a comic book also planned on coming, or a graphic novel planned
Yeah,
on
like a
coming?
full,
Yeah,
like a comic book thing too. We're working on that right now. Like I said, we're working on The Last Night on Earth. We're working on the video stuff from the live shows at the Viper Room. And then next year, I will hopefully have this whole other story together, which is great because Alice Cooper helps me out with the story. And he's so good at all of that stuff, where we go back and forth. And it'll be great because we'll start back up in January and hopefully have something like in the middle towards the end of the year.
excellent, excellent stuff. And I guess the pressing question is, will you bring Crossbone Skully to Australia?
If Australia wants us, of course, you kidding me? I'd love to go to Australia and bring this to Australia. I would love that, do a festival, open up for Airborne, do something, man. I'd love it.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I'll let you go. We are out of time. I look forward to chatting to you again shortly, hopefully around the release of the graphic novel, or, an Australian tour would be fantastic. Thank you again for your time. Thanks for joining us here at the Rockpit, Tommy, and have a safe and wonderful holiday season, my friend.
Yeah, happy holidays to you. Thank you so much for the support and your really kind words. And when I come to Australia with either Alice Cooper Vampires or Crossbone Skully, you got my info. All you got to do is just call me. I'll take care of everything.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tommy. Again, stay safe and congratulations on the record. Take care, my friend.
Right on, brother. Bye bye.